So today I buy the classic Harbor Freight 20-ton shop press and put it together, and also go over some of the upgrading options that I might do to this thing in the future, as well as I put some wheels on it. That's my first upgrade. We do all of that in this video today.
Your dad, I tried to tell your dad that I had to wait in the parking lot again while you bought a tool again, outside of a hardware store again. Your dad wanted to know what you bought. I told him it was a shop press, and your dad, who owns everything that never needed to be made, doesn't know what I'm saying.
He owns a shop press, tell him that. Ask him what he calls it. It's a 20-ton shop press. It's the Harbor Freight shop press, the 20-ton version, which is the best version, really. So it comes with two boxes. You got this box, and this box is the little hydraulic jack, the pump is in here. And then the H-frame of the press is in here. And I was told, got some insider information from the Harbor Freight people. I was told that depending on who manufactures this press, because sometimes they have them manufactured by different places in China, they can come in 3 boxes sometimes. So don't expect to get 2 boxes, sometimes you might get 3. Let's open this up. There it is. All right, so in here, ooh, we've got the press plates are right here. We've got a bunch of little stuff here, and this is not bad, dude. So these guys, we have 2 of these that come with it. And these are some nice, like 1-inch steel plate, and it still smells like fresh paint in here. There we go. Oh, here's our little handle. Yeah, these should be the legs. Manual. In here we find the jack itself, which is this guy. It's got a bunch of bolts. Alright. And we got some guide pins here and some return springs for the pump. God. Alright, so let's start our assembly with the little legs here, which are these 2 pieces of angle iron. So to assemble this with what you get in the kit, it's these 2 guys, then these little braces. Let me get 4 of these guys. They're gonna go right here, right here. And then we also have this guy. This also goes in the middle there. Alright, so we get about a dozen of these short little bolts, and only 4 of them are 25 millimeters long. They're slightly longer than the other ones, which are 20 millimeters long. All right, so to begin our assembly, I have the 2 angle iron pieces, this guy and this guy over here. First thing I'm gonna do, you'll note on these, there are 4 holes here. The ones on the ends, these little guys here, they go on here, and they're support braces for the uprights. The uprights get attached to here on the bottom, and they get attached in the middle. So I'm gonna put the bolt in for these guys first and attach these guys loosely. These go on the inside, so on this side, not on this side, like so, and they get the shorter bolts. So these guys, they're 20 millimeters. Those go there, and I'm going from the outside. So the head of the bolt is on the outside here. Throw that through here, throw that through both of them. Then we get a washer and then a nut. And I'm just gonna do it until it starts to get tight on that nylock part there, and then leave it a little loose like that for right now. So we'll set that off to the side, and we'll do the same with the other leg as well. All right, so now we've got them attached to both legs here, and now we attach the little cross brace that goes in the middle. Just get that set up and put the uprights on. So here's this guy, this other little piece of angle iron. This is what goes in the middle, right here. And we also have the uprights that go right here.
Tell me 1 second.
So here are uprights. The uprights have, on one end, we've got 4 holes drilled there. On the other end, we've got 0 holes. So this guy goes on over here. So this is where the longer bolts go. Then we attach these guys with some shorter, again, the shorter bolts to go up here. All right, now we've got both of those uprights on there, and we've used up all of those short bolts. All right, so now we've got these two support pins here that are like solid 3/4 inch or so rod. I'm gonna stick these guys in here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stick this here honker, and that goes up over the top of this thing. And that sits down in here, and it sits on those pins there, those support pins. And then, this has a little platform on here with the two little holes on it. Bolted to this platform will be our hydraulic jack, will go on there. And this just goes on very simply in there. And right now I'm gonna set it all the way down here. All right, so the kit also comes with these two eye hooks here. And they bolt through the bottom there, and what they actually do is hold these springs. So they're gonna be under pressure all the time. And then I've got some washers that I'm using. I think these are 1/4 inch washers, what they are. So for right now, I'm gonna throw these things through here and then bolt them in on the bottom at the moment. Put my little washer on there, that's for sure. All right, so now we're gonna wanna put on our top plate, our keystone, so to speak, this big heavy thing. Like right here, it's got like a 1-inch plate welded to it. This goes on the very top. This is called the upper beam, according to the instructions. It's got these big old bolts that go through there and hold that guy. A lock washer on the end, as well as a flat washer. There's one. Pull the other one out of my pocket. There's two. I'll go ahead and throw the nuts on there. This will take a while. All right, at this point I've gone ahead and I've tightened up all the bolts down there. I've double checked everything, make sure everything is tight. I've gotten these as tight as I can get them up here. Everything is tightened down, all the bolts wise, and that's all the bolts we have for this kit. So the next step is to put our little springs in. And if we go and take a look at this upper beam here from the top, we'll see we've got these little bars, these sort of like, I don't know, 1/4 inch or they're more than 1/4 inch, like 3/8 or something bars on either side there. Those hold the springs on the upper beams. So these springs go in here and they go up and then hook on those little beams like that, and they just hang like that.
We got a spring, goes in.
And then now with those springs attached to the upper beam, we have to now attach them to the lower beam, and that's where those little eye bolts come in, those little guys there. So that's where the springs attach there. So now we got to raise this guy up. Our hydraulic pump goes right there, and then up in here there's a little ring, a circle up there, and inside that circle goes top of our hydraulic pump. This guy here fits in that circle. So now we're looking at it from the front. Same thing here. So this guy goes on, and we should be able to push these springs down and get it to go in there. All right, so mine is not lining up, so I'm assuming that this plate is offset just a little bit, and I've got it on the wrong way, so I need to undo this stuff and flip this beam around so that this thing, the jack, will line up with the little circle up there. Install this guy again. All right, so then on the pump here on the hydraulic jack, you can see that there's a hole there. There's also a a hole on the bottom here, and there's only two. There's one there and there's one over here on the dark side. The hole on the platform is threaded, so no nuts or anything. This guy just threads straight in. All right, so now we can raise this guy up and adjust it with these pins. And then we've got these press plates. All right, so now I want to tighten these bolts down as far as I can get them, basically, because I'm going to draw these springs out a little bit and create enough tension. When we release pressure on this thing after we've done pressing something, this will be enough to pull it back up all the way. All right, so watch this. And you can pump it up. Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. Pump it, pump it, pump it. Right? And then you can see it's lifting and pushing up against there, and it's pushing this thing down. So then you can squash things down in here. You can use this to like...
So you can pump things and squash things?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Which part of it fixes me dinner? That's the feature I really want in virtually anything that shows up here.
It's good to know. We're gonna see if it's feasible to put these 3-inch wheels on the bottom of this 20-ton shop press without tipping it over. There, now we're on wheels. So for wheels on this thing, I'm just using 3-inch caster wheels, stem caster wheels that I got. The stem on them is 3/8 of an inch. So these are each rated for 110 pounds per wheel. That should be more than enough for this. This is my first upgrade on this. To hold this thing up here, I am gonna do another upgrade, a quick sort of patch on this. I have this random magnet. So again, these are a Harbor Freight thing you can get for like, you know, $2 for 3 of them or something. And so this guy up there and that will hold this thing in place, keep it from rolling off of there, and now I can roll this thing around. And that is what you call a quick and easy upgrade. A finger brake press is also a cool upgrade you can do for this thing, which is basically what I'm talking about, where you can bend metal with that. You can buy those from Swag Off-Road. And then of course the bottle jack upgrade to an air hydraulic one, that seems to be the most obvious. If it turns out I use this thing frequently, I'm going to definitely upgrade that bottle jack thing. Just, it will make life a lot easier. This thing is heavy. This little section here is heavy. So right now it's a manual. You gotta lift this thing up and then move this guy. A lot of guys will go ahead and make like a crank, a hand crank thing with cables. They have cables attached to each side, and then they go up and around, and there's little pulleys on the top that the cables run through, and then you're able to crank this thing and just crank it up or let it down. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of other videos of people upgrading these things, and they're kind of cool to watch. So thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time. Keep on wrenching, everybody.